Hello there, Cozy Grovers. Grovetender here with another episode of our Town to City Let's Play series. Last time, we began to expand around the lake towards the mayor's house. We added a whole new neighbourhood with a lovely cliffside view, which is something that the citizens of Cozy Coombe were beginning to ask for. We also provided a small selection of shops designed to keep the new residents happy and comfortable in their new neighbourhood. This time, we're going to take a deep dive into a much closer packed in urban living area, which will centre around a larger street of shops. We'll also look at adding decorations into that new area as soon as we've placed all the buildings. We'll also continue to unlock more leisure stalls to keep the rest of the town entertained and keep morale up. And thank you so much as always for watching. I've actually had some really lovely feedback from a few of you in the comments of some of the videos, which is massively appreciated. I set out to make this channel purely for fun, and it warms my heart that you're all enjoying watching it as much as I am enjoying making the videos. So thank you again for that. If of course you're new to the channel and you'd like to start this series from the beginning, we do have a playlist with all of the previous episodes available over on the main channel. But for now, let's sit back, get cozy, and dive right in. So, here we are, back again in Cozy Coombe. We have a lovely aerial view of our brand new neighbourhood and small shopping precinct. I think for now we're going to leave things as they are. We did do a bit of decoration in the cul-de-sac here. The shops do need some decoration also, but for this episode today, I'd really like us to get into the real meat of the urban sprawling area that I have planned in my brain. So we're going to pretty much put it in this area here, just down from the mayor's house, and the road that the mayor's house attaches to will eventually curve around the in fact, let's do it now before I forget. We're going to have it curve around the lake, pretty much as we've done with most of the lake so far. We'll just have it split off from here, come around this bend, all the way around there. And what we're going to do is we will add some safety fences along the path there so people don't fall off the cliff into the lake. But we'll do that later. What I would like to do is think about how we're going to have this sort of sprawling urban area, and I think we are going to plan it out with some roads first. We get a smaller brush size, and what I'm thinking is like maybe one or two streets of shops in the center that everything else can be based around. In fact, we might even have sort of a squarish plaza in the middle that we can have food stalls. We can have some larger shops around the outside, but we can have food stalls in the center. We can have entertainment in the center as well. That's something we need to look at. We'll have a look in this. I'm actually going to, before we get too into this, I am going to look at our research because we have 1,000 out of 1,000 research. Oh, wow, look at this. We have Halloween decorations. That's cool. We're going to unlock those and keep those for another time. But what I want to really unlock at the moment is the Barbers, which is an apparel shop. And then if we have enough, we don't quite have enough to do both, but I'm going to unlock the street organ. And then once we have some more research points, we'll look at the ball throw and the kiosk theatre, which will form part of this middle area that we're building now. And as you can see, it's not going to be a perfect square by any means. It wouldn't be a perfect square in real life, I wouldn't have thought. So why should we conform? That's fine, that's nice. That would do. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Wow, look at all of these Halloween. Look at these Halloween decorations. Mist. Oh. I'm going to get sidetracked. We'll look at those later. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the shops. And that is I'm going to start placing them around the edge of the square. before we have any housing. So they are going to ping up and they're not going to be very happy with me, but we're going to do it this way first. And we also want a road going around the entirety of the plaza. So now we have that inner plaza for stalls and the outer road for shops and stuff. Just going to connect it at this corner, and I think we'll have another curved path going out here, so people have a couple of entrances to it, and we can start thinking about placing some of our other buildings. We've got the barbers here, and I think I'm going to put it right up against the path. There's not going to be much room out the front of these shops, but that's okay. So on one side we have a couple of apparel shops, and then this side we're going to have a butcher's and a bistro. And what this might do, a little knock-on effect this may have, is once we start adding in workers and residents here, we might have more shops over here than we need. So it could be that we see some available workers, or in fact something's happening over here already. Look, we have one too many labourers over here, so we're going to take them back. There's no point in having a sleepy worker. But that's the kind of knock-on effect that we may have across the rest of the town, is that we can rearrange some of the workers. So along this side over here, I'm not sure if there's anything else I want to put down just yet. Oh, actually, let's have a clothing store and a shoemaker. Just here, clothing store, shoemaker. So we have all of our apparel shops. We have both of our larger food shops currently. We don't want to add another winery yet because we don't have the farm to support it. And then I think for now we'll put a couple of entertainment, couple of leisure stalls in the square here. And then I feel like we should have a... Oh wow, look at that, with a tree. That's part of the Halloween decorations. I feel like we should have a signature large tree in the center. That's very nice. I'm hoping at Christmas they'll release some Christmas decorations. And then we can look at building a Christmas village. Or at least adding it into one of our current villages. Now, with the roads this side of the plaza, I'm actually going to try and have them be a bit more uniform and a bit square. And they're going to sort of go around the back of these shops. As I said, things are going to be very packed in here. Just because in a normal town, natural development would happen around the commercial sites of the village. We have those there, that's fine. We're going to make a smaller path going along the back of these houses. These shops, sorry. And then we're going to... I think we can start adding in some streets. So we're going to go with these houses here. And this is how packed I'm thinking they're going to be. I'm going to leave enough space along the top here for another road. We're going to place them in as close to each other as we can get them. Like so. This one, tiny curve right on the corner there. And then we're going to have sort of the start of these really narrow streets, but we're going to decorate them in the second half of the video and make them look really nice. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking. And then similarly, just down here, I'm going to put this one right up against the road. Hopefully another one in here, if it will let us. It's not going to quite let us because of the cliff, which is a shame. I might try and move this one, just so we can fit another one in. And you can see how small that path's getting hit just down here. That's the kind of vibe I was hoping for with these houses. I think it's still not going to let me get it in. That is a shame. I wonder. I really would like 2 houses there. So, we're going to take a bit of liberty. And we're going to move both of these properties over. I'm going to put one house there. And now we should be able to get a second one in here. We can now adjust our road. Just delete that briefly. And now we can move these houses back. So it's all about trial and error, really, with some of the buildings sometimes. But that is absolutely fine with me. Just want to fill that with a number 3. And then back to 2.5. Going to continue this straight path along here as far as we can. Then we're going to have some more houses along here. Again, really close to each other. I might leave just a tiny gap. For reasons I will explain in a second. I think that's fine. I wanted to leave a tiny gap for a path here to come up here. We can have a little nature area, and then the path can also connect to these shops over here. So it's an alternative route for the citizens, really, if they don't want to take the main road. A bypass, let's call it. That's good, that's great. We have space for another road along here now. Just about. And we're going to place some houses first, because I want to leave a tiny area for just really, really small back gardens. Anyone from the UK will know that you quite often get these really tightly packed in houses with really small back gardens, and you have to share them with the house behind. And really, sometimes all that separates it is a fence. We'll add these 4 houses in. And I can see that this one is just slightly too far back. There we go. And this will allow entry into both of the back gardens of the houses here. That's good. Now we can finish our path. And our high density zone is really starting to come together now. We will add some more houses along this row here. We should even, hopefully, be able to get 4 houses in this bit. Oh, it's going to be tight, actually, I think. Yes, not quite. What I'd like to do, though, is get a house in here. And then we'll continue the row of houses just along there. And they are really densely packed. But it's good. It's kind of, it's exactly what I was hoping for. I kind of want to begin to create this environment where the houses are built around the commercial site. So we're going to leave this space open. We're going to leave this bit open so we can allow other businesses, as we unlock them, to be able to be researched. And talking of research, we're going to unlock the kiosk theatre, because this is something we can add to our central plaza. In fact, I may go back on this tree so we can put this in the center. I think that would be better. And then when we unlock the next where's the demolished there? When we unlock the next leisure shop, we can put it over here as well. We can add some seating and maybe some smaller trees, or maybe umbrellas and stuff, and maybe just keep this as the plaza that it should be. But that is good. We are beginning to see residents moving in, and one of the benefits to the way we've built this today is that we're going to get residents like these who want to live near a food shop, or residents that want to live near an apparel shop, or they want leisure nearby, or they want to be near cliffs, and all of the other requirements that we see. So one's surrounded by trees, we can add some trees in just to generate that plus 20%. We're going to move these guys into there straight away. And we have a family that wants to be near a farm, but I don't think we have any houses left over here. That's okay. Unfortunately, very much like the real world, we can't please everyone. So they're actually going to leave for pastures new. They're going to move to the next village over, which we haven't come to yet, but well, I guess stay tuned for information on that. But I have an idea. I have an idea for our second map. But that's not what we're up to today. Let's get back to what we were doing here. I am going to continue with the road along here, leaving enough space for shops. And that will come down and just join up with that path, which enables us to continue building houses up here. And we may actually be able to put in 2 houses here. He says. I'm going to have to try and move this one over as much as we can. Let's do that. And then that's in there. Then hopefully we can find a spot for this one. Just rotate it. It does not like it because of the proximity to that other house, but that's okay. What we're going to do instead is pretend we never built this house. And we are going to make this a small communal area for those houses. And then our actual houses will be along this part. Because even though we're building a quite close-knit urban environment, it is still important to have somewhere where citizens can go to relax or exercise or play. So we'll keep that there for that. That's why we're going to keep this path going up here. And we'll do something with these spaces as well. We do have some more people moving in. We want a house surrounded by nature decorations. So what we might do before they move in is get a selection of large? No. Next size down. And we'll create sort of a little tree buffer just along this side. Add some smaller ones in at the front. And the idea is the path in a second will go up through the gap. And now we have some nice trees either side. And that should allow us to move in. We have a plus 15 here. That's pretty good. We could probably do better just by adding in some bushes right at the back of their house, just like so. Now it's a bit awkward because of the barrier of the map, but I can roughly see what I'm doing. And I expect I have a few more towards the front, because that will be the natural barrier for the path. So I'm going to fill in this with some small trees. And then, just to finish it off, we may as well put in the dirt path now. It's going to go all up there, all the way to there. That's pretty nice. And I expect they're quite happy. You have a plus 18% happiness thanks to the additional bushes we've added in. I'm going to be a bit cheeky and add a few more larger ones just to pump that up to 20%. There we go. Now we have somebody who would just like a regular comfortable house. We're going to put you right over there. And we have somebody who wants a single floor house. I am reluctant to move them into this area because I feel like this is the area that will likely expand by raising all of the houses up so we can fit more people in. So I'm not going to move them in here just yet. So we'll send them on their way. Now, I'm thinking we start adding in some workers, because the demand should be relatively small. Because we don't have many people living here just yet, the reach of a lot of these buildings shouldn't be much further than this path. That's actually got it's got a really big reach. But the majority of them will stop here. So we can add in... there is one thing we've actually forgotten, everyone. Obviously, I'm using the royal we here, but we do need a warehouse. And I think the best spot for this warehouse is just in this little gap. It's very close to the shops. And it's almost like it was made for it, really. Oh, we can put a small path here that will lead to the back gardens of those houses. So we'll let that warehouse do its thing. Oh, we actually need quite a lot of workers in here. That's okay. Because we have somebody who wants to live near an apparel shop. And we have our apparel shops here and loads of houses free here. These would like leisure buildings nearby. So we have a plus 19% here. And we have a person who would just like a regular house moving over there. And just like that, we have 6 more workers ready to to be put in. Almost all of them into the warehouse. Just so we can get the majority of the shops working. That's fine because we know we're going to have some more people over in a second. I'm going to take a brief check on our research and we can see that we can unlock the ball throw. So we will do that. And then the next 2 things we may hopefully be able to unlock this episode is the removal of rocks and the city hall. The city hall is good. I might leave that until next time so we can talk through what it does. But it's essentially we can make citizens happier or angrier about the tax. But we'll leave that for now. The remove rocks tool will be really useful because there have been a couple of instances, I'm sure there were, where we had some rocks that we needed to remove, but we couldn't. And I can't actually see any now. Ah, here we go. these 2 rocks here, I think it was back in episode maybe 2 or 3. These are spoiling the view for the people that live here. So as soon as we unlock the break rocks upgrade, we'll get rid of these 2 rocks. So then these guys will have a much lovelier view across the town. But we will crack on with our neighbourhood just down here. We've just unlocked the ball throw. So we'll add that into this corner of the plaza. And we've got another regular person there. These people would like to share a neighbourhood with many people, so they are very happy in any of these houses. So we're going to pop them into this one. And I think this is a plaza category household. So they want to be near plaza decorations. I haven't used any just yet. But maybe we take a look at what we have. So street light counts as a plaza decoration as well as a light decoration, which is good news for us because we can put one on each corner just there. Put a second one here, and we'll just start going through adding lights wherever we think they might be needed. And in a town like this, packed in urban environment like this, there will be more lights than usual. That's pretty good. Gonna add one almost on every corner, pretty much. And just among some other houses where possible. Pretty nice. What's that done for our families that want plaza decorations? So it has upped it a little bit. What we are going to do is continue putting in some of these. So we can have benches, sunshades. We have banners, which is cool. We haven't used banners yet. I think maybe this house on this corner would be a fan of having banners. Lots of very patriotic flags on this household. That's pretty good. And I think they would have one in their front garden too. We'll add a little bench up top, of course, so they can see out. Oh, this is a good idea actually. We can have bollards now. So just to give it that extra urban feel. I'm not going to put them there. I'm going to put them around the plaza. Two reasons. Added safety. Not that we need it in Cosy. Everything's very safe here. But also it stops unnecessary entry to the plaza area. Very good. Let's see what that's done for our houses. Excellent. We have a plus 18% here. For some reason, the house next door to the flag-covered house is the higher percentaged house. We're going to move them straight in. We are also going to add our regular residents where we can. And this might look like I'm choosing specific places. I kind of am. I'm thinking ahead for some of the other empty houses like these. They might be ones for more nature centered families. These ones will be apparel families, and these will be, you know, there could be food families that want food or want to be close to plaza decorations. So I'm trying to put a little bit of thought of where I put people, but not a terrible amount of thought. Not enough, I should imagine. Now we have a huge demand growing over here for labourers. And that's because they are, for some reason, accounting for a lot of the buildings over here. But I wonder if we start filling up these buildings. we'll reduce the demand over there, hopefully. That's my theory. It may not be a good theory, but it's all I have. There we go. And we do still have the demand over here. That's very interesting. I guess we have moved in a lot of people. But I'm not going to worry about it too much because we have our next cohort of people. That one is going to be a big problem in this current build, so we are going to dismiss those. They want a house that is far away from any neighbours. And we unfortunately cannot accommodate that at the moment. We do, and I am going to get rid of the family that wants a lot of light because I don't want to put too much more light in, I don't think. We have a family that would like a house with a second floor, so we are going to think about increasing the size of some of our houses. I think we'll do these 5 for now, and we'll add you in to there. That gives us some more labourers, so we can fill up the barber. And we can start filling up requirements over here. And one thing we do have to think about is continuing the upgrading of our roads. It's something we looked at in the last episode, and I can see it's something that we may need to consider now just to get a bit of extra leeway with the amount of workers we have. So we're going to go along and upgrade this bit of road. And that has reduced the need for workers over here, which is good. And also here, which is good. And it has increased the demand for workers over here. So we can just easily move those over. I do see I've gone a bit over the plaza here, and for my own OCD's sake, I will correct that. Like so. There we go. And that has increased the demand of workers over here, but that's okay because we haven't finished upgrading our roads just yet. Now this is going to cost, but I'm hoping it will be a good improvement. I'm going to use almost all of our money to get this done. You can see we've just gone over there, and now we have $6 left, $13. That's okay. I'm going to remove another labourer from that warehouse. And move in a couple of people over here. They're very happy to live there. They're also very happy to live there. And we have some regular folk to move in over here. And that should give us a few extra people to work with. Wow, the demand is skyrocketing. I think we'll leave you for now and just fill in the demand that we have over here. Wow, we want 3 workers in the bistro over here. That is a lot. I wonder, in fact, if we... Is that... I actually don't think we need the bistro at all. We have one... That's a clothing store. Butcher. We have a bistro over here, which is servicing almost all of the houses in our town. That's interesting. We have another bistro over here somewhere, I think. Maybe we don't. We have a winery. We have this bistro, which is reaching all the way here. Oh yeah, and we have just this one here. Interesting. So the reach for that one is quite high. What we maybe should have done is built a bistro over here to accommodate the town over here. Okay. We're going to make a slight change to the town, which is fine. I'm absolutely more than happy to do this. We can add a little bistro over here. Because this will just much better service the town. Now we have a requirement of 5 over here. We don't have that currently, but it's at least a little bit more spread out now. We have this bistro covering all of these houses, and we have this bistro covering the rest of our houses. So the food coverage is much better. We just need to get the workers in to help us with the workload. A couple more houses there. And then we want to... Suppose we should go back through the town and add people where we can. How many do you need over here? You only need 1 there. That's okay. You only need 1 there. So you're happy now. You guys are not happy, but we have more people on their way. I'm going to increase the house size of these 4 houses in preparation. While we're doing that, we'll look at a few more decorations for the town around here. I think we can find some nice things to put out. I really want to put out some Halloween stuff. Well, maybe we'll do a Halloween special episode where we go around and decorate a version of the town with spooky Halloween stuff. I think that would be good. I'm going to add a couple of umbrellas in the plaza, just to keep them a bit happier. Now we have all of these posters. So what I wanted to do with some of the side streets, like here, we would have just posters all along the houses. Some of the businesses sort of advertising their business. And that would make some of the residents happier. I am absolutely sure of it. 3 more families moving in. We have 6 people available. We want 1 in the opticians over there. We want 1 in the bistro. Now, the rest of the town is happy. And we have increased demand over here. So we'll go through and add people where we can. We are definitely getting there. Just need a few more people to move in, and we need demand not to go up anymore. And we have enough research to unlock the remove rocks feature, which is very exciting. We have another couple of families here. Move them in. And we can put 1 in here, 1 in here. Ooh, 1 in there, and 1 in there. So we still need 1 family member. I'll dismiss you. We need to think about what we want to put in the gap as well. It will be a business of some kind. Of that, I am sure. But for now, let's start adding in some decorations to just liven up the area, really. I think we'll add a little path there and some other trees and stuff there. We have to do the backyards of all of these houses. We're going to need I think we're going to do a high stone wall going all the way down the back. Like so. And on either end, I have a large wall like this. And here. That's sort of the barrier of each of the houses. And then I think we're going to have a small wall for each person's little garden. It's very compact. It's a shame that you can't clip items through the wall of the house. Maybe it's something that they'll add in the future. I think that would be good. Can I run this? No, I can't run that through the wall. That's a shame. Not the end of the world, though. As we can just add walls in like so. This person is lucky. They have a slightly larger garden. Their wall goes all the way up there. There we go. And we'll fill out their gardens a little bit later. For now, we have some more people ready to move in. And hopefully... Here we are. There we go. Everyone in the village is happy. And that is perfect. There's 2 more things I want to do in this episode. The first one, we are going to follow through with what we said. We are going to remove the rocks from here. It actually has a negative impact on decoration, believe it or not, but for realism's sake, we now have an amazing view across the lake and across the town. I think that is miles better than staring at some rocks. So, regardless of what the residents think, that is how it's going to be. Now, we are going to make this cliff safe for them. Because at the moment, very dangerous. And the fence won't spoil the view too much, but it will keep them safe, especially as we have kids' play area here. That needs to be fenced off and safe. I think that is fine. Oh, I suppose we should have this fence go all the way along the cliff. That is much better. Much better. And that is great. So we have really started a nice densely packed area here with plenty more room to grow as we go. And I guess one side effect of what we've done today is we have massively increased our population. And it's something I didn't think about before I started this video. But it's a good thing because we now are able to increase the size of our village. From village to small town. Which is just perfect. So that is going to be the last thing that we do in this episode today. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Do comment below on anything that you think would be good to do in the next episode. Anything you want to add into the things you've seen in this episode. Yeah, just let me know, really. I love reading your comments, and I look forward to hopefully having some more. But until next time, stay cozy, friends.